this show is for entertainment purposes only. Welcome to AAY. Now, I'd just like to say that Steve is away for a well-deserved break for a couple more weeks. And then when he comes back, I'll be taking a well-deserved break for a couple of weeks. So we're just having a little swap over. So hi, Steve. We miss you and we'll see you soon. We'd also like to present to you today that AAY is now introducing a voice message service. Now, this will be a cost of a call of $4.35 per minute, inclusive of GST, and you will have the opportunity of a reading during the show from the panel, and as an added bonus, 2 viewers will be chosen at random each week, and we will phone you for a reading live on air with our panel. To access this service, you must be 18 years or over, or have the bill payer's permission for the opportunity of a reading. All voice messages received will be considered for a reading with our panel on AAY, and as a bonus, we'll go back into the mix for a reading with Lisa Williams. Now, I'm sure you've all heard of Lisa Williams before. She is a brilliant, world-renowned medium. On July 24, you will get 2 opportunities when she is on the show with us, which is very exciting, as one of our panel, and you'll have the opportunity to get a reading with Lisa Williams, which is just brilliant. So, just to recap, all calls will cost $4.35 per minute, and the number that you have to call is 1-900-990-990. We want you to leave your name, your date of birth, and a very specific question. Please no general questions about how is my life in general. We like specific questions. Now, the details are on the screen and of the AAY Facebook. Lisa Williams will be in Australia for the Uluru Mediumship Symposium on October 1 to October 7, and the details will be once again on our AAY Facebook page. That's going to be a fabulous event that she's coming out to Australia for, and we're so very lucky that she has decided to also include our show as part of her tour. Don't forget, call 1-900-990-990. Follow the prompts, leave your first name, date of birth, and specific question. This service now is actually replacing the email service and the email requests now our viewers have been using in order to access readings from our show. Don't forget, we go back into the barrel, and one of you guys that sends that message to us is going to get a reading from Lisa Williams. And later in the show, she's going to be doing readings throughout the entire show as well. And later in the show, we've got some very exciting news to announce that we don't want you to leave the show. Hang in there until you find out what we've got to tell you. Now, on the panel tonight, we have, once again, the beautiful Sammy Bunting, or what we call Wacky Witch, and we have Susie Price, known as the Ghost Whisperer. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, ladies, and we'll get back to you in a little bit. Now, our special guest for tonight is Nessa Bartlett. Hello. Hi, Vanessa. Thank you. Now, you've been on the show with us once before, haven't you?
Yeah, a couple of months back, actually. It was my first time on the show with Steve, and I believe I gave away a little bit of information about myself that night, saying that I was pregnant. So it's really nice to be back to talk about pregnancy wellbeing.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, it's very slightly obvious. You're a very compact little package there. But Vanessa is giving us some tips on well-being and health and exercise during pregnancy. And you also are going to talk a little bit about the mind-body-soul connection to that, which I find that all very fascinating.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. So let's just get into some questions for you, Vanessa. Sure. Firstly, how does pregnancy affect exercise?
Well, yeah, in a few different ways. So physiologically, we're looking at blood pressure changes. So your blood pressure can go higher or commonly quite lower during pregnancy. That affects exercise. So for example, if you're into your second trimester, you wouldn't want to be doing any overhead presses, because the second that you raise your arm up, the blood pressure will change and you may start to feel a little faint during exercise. It's important for that.
Because I was saying to you in the green room a little bit earlier, I go to the gym and I see women that are in sometimes the latter stages of their pregnancy, and I see them doing all sorts of exercises that sometimes I think, I don't know if that's necessarily good for them.
Yeah, the body undergoes so much change and so much strain in different areas too. So your ligaments are changing, your blood pressure is changing, your hormones are affecting the relaxation of your muscles and your ligaments. So learning to stabilize the right muscles is really important. Not laying on your back during second and third trimester is also important. So yes, you're right. There are a lot of modifications that people may not know about at any age of pregnancy.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what age you are.
So could you just describe what happens if you lay on your back in the second or the third trimester? What does that actually do to the body?
Sure. So when you're laying on a flat surface on your back, the main vein that goes up to the heart and back gets blocked a little bit because of the uterus, because of the size of the tummy. So you've got this pushing down on your main vena cava. I'm not going to get too technical.
Yeah.
That's the name of it. So what happens is it can affect dizziness and give you really low blood pressure as well. So the tummy, just the weight of the tummy pushing on that vein is really important not to do that. So for example, if you're in a gym environment or doing even Pilates or yoga, laying on your back's not advised. What you want to do is get onto an incline. So if you were doing, say, a forward arm press, laying down like a bench press type thing, what you want to do is get that bench up on an angle so that your head is higher than your heart. And so the tummy doesn't have that pressure.
That's so funny because one of my favourite exercises is yoga. I do attend quite a few yoga classes, and I see often women in the later stages of pregnancy and they are laying on their back often, like rather than choosing to do other exercises that might seem, a little bit harder to do, they tend to choose to lay on their back. So that's really cool information.
Yeah. And even to do stretches, leg stretches and different arm stretches, there are ways you can do it sitting up with a bolster or something behind you, so you're not laying flat, and also standing as well, or using a wall or a chair as a support. So you can still get a good stretch and a good workout, but just with those modified variations of, bolster behind you, using a chair and so forth.
So what are the other physical changes that happen during pregnancy?
So we've got blood pressure, we've got hormones, we've got relaxation of ligaments. What affects physical changes though is the mental change that we go through.
Wow.
There's a real connection with, and I think that, of course, and you get more flexible too. So don't be deceived because you might go, oh, all of a sudden you're super flexible. You can get your leg up here and you never used to be able to do that. But you might be overstretching. So that can cause another issue by being too lax and too flexible. So a lot of ladies might go, oh, wow, I'm much more flexible and limber. The pelvis is changing as well, don't forget. So the pelvis is starting to maybe widen or just have different feelings and pains in that area, ready obviously for the birth. So
because the thing I noticed when I was pregnant is I think, don't the hip joints widen or something in order to create the space for the baby to grow?
It can happen, definitely. Not with everybody, but yes.
And also I found that I developed some back issues during that time. So once I could feel those changes taking place, I developed some fairly chronic back problems.
Was it upper or lower?
Lower.
Right.
Lower back.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's happening there is you're going into what you call a lordosis. That's a really big arch in your lower back. So an excessive arch. So rather than being just a subtle arch, because we all have that curve in our back, it becomes excessive because of the tummy, obviously. So learning to lift through your pelvic floor muscles and really engaging the stomach, not too intensely, but strengthening, plus working your upper back will help with the lower back problems.
I wish I knew all of this stuff. I mean, I think a lot of pregnant ladies are going in, they're trying to stay fit, they're trying to keep their weight down. I mean, that's obvious. But, there's not a lot of information. Well, I certainly haven't come across a lot of information other than gentle walking, gentle exercises, whereas basically what you're saying is it's quite specific.
Yeah, that's right.
Specific core exercises and posture and such things that can affect maybe even long term, that you could create some sort of damage if you don't do it correctly.
Right. You don't want to be overstretching and you don't want to be over-strengthening. If you're someone who does do weights regularly, you don't want to be pushing into those weights. Probably halfway through second trimester onwards, I'd be backing right off with that. Your body needs to find a balance of relaxation and strength, not hardcore strength if you're one of these people that does exercise quite strongly generally.
Wow.
it's important to pull back.
And with this mind-body connection, so you were saying to me a little bit earlier in the green room that when you first became pregnant, you had adjustments around, how am I going to manage this, especially with your exercise regime.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, as for myself, I just didn't believe I was pregnant for the first 3 or 4 months. I think I was in denial.
Yeah.
And, I was scared.
Yeah.
And I think anxiousness is such a part of the early stages of pregnancy. So with how does that affect the body, and how does that affect the way that our body reacts to exercise?
Sure. I think it's such a big transition, especially for first-time mums. I think I wrote about this in a blog a few weeks ago, that it's such a transition that your mind and your body and your spirit are kind of going, whoa, what's happening here? Okay, yes, I can modify the exercise. That's not really a problem. It is weird not being able to do what you normally may do to that extent, but it's this anxiety around, can I do it? Can I manage it around work? Can I run a business? Will I be a good mum? Will I even know what to do as a mum? If it's such a big change mentally. And the thing is, when you're stressing about that, it can flare up those stress hormones like cortisol, which I think I mentioned last time.
Cortisol.
Yeah, you've heard about that.
The big bad guy for all sorts of health issues.
Right. So we need a bit of cortisol in our body to keep us moving and keep our adrenal glands fired up. But too much of it with high stress these days causes weight loss, stopping weight loss. It causes chronic health problems, damaging the immune system and things. So the thing is, if we're stressing during pregnancy, that will be going down to the baby as well. So it's okay to have a little bit of stress now and then, as we do, a few things happen in life sometimes, but if it's this ongoing anxiety around those issues that pregnancy is bringing up for you, that's when it can cause a bit more of an issue for the baby as well. I was reading up on it the other day, I think I was mentioning to you.
Yeah.
So we've really got to watch that
what
stress
goes through you
and
goes
the
through
anxiety.
the baby.
Exactly.
So
it really does.
You were also talking before about meditation and the value of that during pregnancy. Obviously, we have discussed that a lot on this show, the value of meditation, but you're saying especially in pregnancy and as part of your exercise regime. So tell me a little bit about that in terms of, how that helps to keep the whole holistic side of exercise going during pregnancy.
We all know that meditation is super important, and we all need to be doing it with today's busy lifestyle. In particular, during pregnancy, having it spaced out during the day, perhaps maybe 5 or 10 minute blocks a few times a day to help manage your energy. So if you're the type of person that is, still working during pregnancy, it's important to have that break. Morning tea, lunchtime, afternoon tea, get away from everything, go back to rebalance your energy and meditate, whatever that means for you. Some people can do it without music. And just be by themselves and focus on the deep breathing. Others may need a guided meditation, whatever works for you. I found that that's helped me to become more present, let go of some of those anxieties around pregnancy, the what ifs, will I be good, can I do it, and all of that. If you can bring it back to yourself and connect with yourself, that will really help your energy and just rebalancing yourself during pregnancy for you and for the baby, and remain a little bit more centered without the hormonal influence as well, because they're sending you a bit crazy too.
Yes, we know about those ones. So just did you have any challenges yourself as a Pilates coach, training other people while you're going through all of these changes yourself, personally?
It's a really good question, actually. First 3 months was pretty much okay, because as you said before, you don't kind of think that you are pregnant. You're told that you are, but it may not. It doesn't show. Yeah. So
or register.
For the first however long it is till you start showing. But then I found in classes teaching people, I had to stop doing the regular exercises with them, and I'd go, I'm starting to feel a bit inadequate, a little bit. Okay, I have to show them. If I can't show them, I'm not being the example to them.
Wow.
So I started to worry about that kind of thing too, teaching people, going, well, if I can't show them, how will they get the most benefit from my classes like they have done for years? So I had to let go of that and go, no, this is, you know, about them. I need to modify to protect myself and my body at the moment. So I've modified the teaching to the point where I can sit down if I'm having a bad day or a really fatigued day, and just really instruct and communicate with people from a place where they can understand what I'm saying. So I've become quite good at trying to explain things without having to do it. Physically do it.
And fatigue is such a part of pregnancy. What would you say to some of our viewers who are pregnant, you know, trying to stick with an exercise regime when they are going? I mean, sometimes it's just incredible fatigue when you're pregnant.
Yeah, I would say listen to those days. If you need to take a sick day and have a day on the couch, do it. That's the first thing. You need to listen to yourself. Listen to your body. You know when you need to stop fully, even though your brain will go, no, 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 keep going. So listen to yourself. Communicate with the people close around you. So your partner, your family, friends, work colleagues, you don't have to pretend to be at their level during this time. Just be with yourself and listen to what you and the baby need.
At that level.
Definitely.
And the thing I was saying to you earlier is there are a lot of, there's a few of my friends that are currently pregnant in their 40s, and it's becoming more prevalent and more accepted, you know, for women with their lifestyles to fall pregnant, you know, later and later in life. So given that they're often career women, how or what would you say to them, to ladies that obviously the body's already changing because we're, you know, physiologically, chronologically older. So what would be something that you could say to, say, a lady in her 40s that discovers that she's pregnant and she's probably feeling the stress of exhaustion or trying to keep up with work? Just a tip or two for maybe exercise for somebody that's a little bit more mature.
Sure. I'd say stick with the moderate to gentle style of exercise. So some Pilates-based exercises where you're breathing with your movements, where you're really present. Working on the pelvic floor, those deeper stomach muscles that are really getting pushed down, you really need to learn to lift them up and connect with those muscles and fix your posture. So body weight strengthening. So we've got some yoga moves, some Pilates moves, which I show in some of my videos. And again, not pushing. You know, again, if you're at work, take those breaks, take those allocated breaks, no matter how busy you are. It's really important. And to keep up your energy as well, no matter what age, eat regularly. Every 2 to 3 hours, you should be snacking during pregnancy.
Because the blood sugar can go out.
It can.
And also, okay, so the thing that we've all discussed before is everybody has a different type of weight gain. Some women don't gain much weight at all, and some gain a lot of weight during pregnancy. And I know this is a really touchy issue for all of us as women. It's, you know, it's a really vulnerable feeling if a lady is used to being a certain weight and then she suddenly gains, say, 10, 20, 30 kilos. So what do you think is the root cause for the difference between one person gaining a lot of weight and another? I mean, I know the obvious is that, you know, it could be dietary, but are there any other causes for why a woman may gain more weight over another woman?
Funnily enough, I've been looking into this myself to try and understand a bit more about it. The research says basically it's up to your genetics. If you're eating well during pregnancy, there will be stages, I was saying before, the first trimester, I was eating cheese pizzas, going against everything I'd practice and preach in health and fitness because I needed it. My body obviously needed that to stop me from fainting and to stop me from having low blood sugar.
Sort of like carbs.
Heavier food, carbs. And so, you know, and then you go through that phase where that does kind of go back to normal, and salads and vegetables will do it for you again, which is good. Having said that, it's genetic. So if your body needs to gain 20 or 30 kilos during pregnancy, that's okay. That's what you need to do. If you're eating moderately and well and taking care of yourself and doing gentle exercise and meditation and sleeping as much as you need to, and you gain 20 to 30 kilos, that's okay. And there's nothing that you can do to stop that. And some women will gain 5 kilos the whole time and be okay. So
rather like yourself, because really, I know that you said there's a baby in there, but I really don't believe you. So, you know, basically we have the same baby at the moment. We're about the same down the track.
I'm just wearing dark clothes to cover it.
No, not at all, really. We're just about the same. But thanks, Nessa. I look forward to you coming back with your beautiful baby. And we hope that everything goes really well for you.
Thank you.
And just the best to you, and thank you for that advice, because I think women do need to give themselves a little bit of a hall pass during pregnancy. I think there's so much judgment and there's so much around it, the expectation, and there's enough on us as it is to be great mums and, you know, have a natural birth. And so I think you're right, just the gentle exercise. I have seen quite a few women at gym, and I do think they push themselves a little bit too hard.
Yeah.
One last thing I want to say just before I let you go. I don't know what I did today, but I had a very busy day, and I did go to the gym today. And as I was running out of the house tonight, I did something. I turned around and grabbed my bag, and I threw my back out. It's still sore, but I could barely, I literally kind of walked in like a wooden horse. And Vanessa just did a little massage on my back for about 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's 70 to 80% better, and I honestly felt like an 80-year-old that was ready for a wheelchair half an hour ago. Thank you
so
for
glad
that.
I helped you.
So
No problem.
You've got healing hands for sure. We look forward to seeing you soon, darling.
Thank you.
Okay, take care.
Bye.
All right, so let's introduce the panel tonight. So very excited to have you join us. Both of you, to have you back,
Thank you.
Sammy. Where have you been? What have you been doing? What's happening with your deck of cards?
Yes.
It's changed its name.
I know, right? Okay, hopefully by September.
By September?
Hopefully by September.
And
The
it's now
deck's
called As Above,
So Below.
So Below.
And you know, actually, it was really good, but you know how I like to do things with words? As above, AA. So below, SB, all about Sammy Bunting. How about that?
All about Sammy Bunting.
Oh, very
Well,
good.
all
There
about
go.
you, Sammy.
All about
All
Sammy.
about you.
All about
It's
Sammy. There you
AAY
go.
Sammy Bunting.
No, I thought that was quite clever.
So you're going through Animal Dreaming Publishing, is that correct?
Yes, Scott and Trudy are my publishers, which
Yes.
are awesome. I absolutely adore them.
And Westfield Miranda, so is that where it's going to?
Yeah, when the guys at Embrace, Rosie and
Yes.
Rosie and Embrace, they'll do the launch for me when they come out. So
Yes.
that will be really good. That's at Westfield. In
And we'll give you
Miranda.
guys plenty
And
of
we'll
notice
do-
about that. Now that is going to be at Westfield Miranda,
Miranda.
correct? Is that, because that's in her store?
Yeah.
Oh, we look forward to that. I wouldn't miss that. That's going to be great. Cool. So what else have you been up to? We hope it's just not on a Monday night.
On a Monday night? No. It will be. Hopefully, it'll be a weekend,
'Cause
but
we will
we'll
be
work
there.
around it.
Mark and I would not miss it.
Okay.
Okay, so also we're going to, Sammy, we're going to be talking on the phone. So we've got a viewer that's calling in. You'll be doing a reading for a viewer that's called in. So that's
Lovely.
very exciting. And we've received those messages and we'll be passing them on to you. And also, Susie, you'll be doing a live reading on air tonight with one of our viewers that has messaged us, and her name is Katie. Katie's going to be coming into studio. Katie has been, she's a member of the AY family. We do know her, so she's been very excited to have this reading with you. And so what we're going to do is start with you, Susie. Now, you're known as the Ghost Whisperer.
That's right.
So
yes.
tell me just a little bit about how you came to get that name.
Well, just basically people would just say she's like a ghost whisperer. So it's just, so it just came about through my clients. So it just pretty well stuck. So I decided to use it, and people just seem to know me by the ghost whisperer now.
How would you say that you originally discovered that you had these talents or these gifts?
Well, it all happened when I was about 7. I got hit by a car and I had a near-death experience. Wow. And through that time, I was unconscious for a short time. And I remember seeing an angel, and she had beautiful white light around her and big blue eyes. And I felt the love you feel from your mum or your family, but tenfold. And I said to her, I want to stay with you. But she said, you have to go back. And when I came to, like, the months that passed after that, I started to have a spirit people that would visit me in my bedroom. And my mum and family didn't know what was going on. And so mum took me to psychologists and counsellors, and they said I had an overactive imagination. I'd grow out of it, but I never did, as you can see.
Do you still remember that experience? Because a lot of people that have had near-death experiences say it's like it was yesterday. I can remember the feeling, and I can remember the emotion. Because you've had one too, haven't you, Sammy?
Yeah, you do remember.
It's amazing that both of you tonight both had. I mean, to have a near-death experience, you have to actually die. You have
pretty
to
much.
be that close to death. So that doesn't happen That doesn't happen to people. So it's
don't
happened to
forget a
both
lot.
of you.
Oh no, it's still pretty vivid. It's almost like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Goodness. And would you say that just fundamentally changed or lifted a veil for you
Oh,
or for
definitely,
both of you
definitely.
for the rest of your life?
Yeah, I felt like the old Susie went out and the new Susie came in.
And would you say that you just don't have a fear of death as a consequence to that
I
experience?
since I had I would say probably before I had my experience, it was probably something I thought a lot about, that I would have been, that I was petrified. It was
Yeah.
always in the back of my mind. It was just like,
Yeah.
one day I'm going to die, you know what I mean? And it was just a terrifying experience. But after having an ND, you know, it's totally different. It's
NDE
totally
standing
different.
for near-death
Yeah,
experience.
so
Yeah.
NDE, it's like there's nothing to be scared of.
No.
You know, it changed me. It's hard to explain it. I don't know about how you felt, but it's actually knowing what love is without knowing, because I don't know, it's really hard to explain it. I just felt from my heart love like I've never ever felt before. And from that minute, it's just like, you know, that this is not your imagination. Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Did you do that too?
The love I felt was like tenfold, and it's hard to put it into
can't.
Earthly realms. So yeah, it's just this amazing feeling
And it's
of love.
incredible. I mean, I've been obsessed with reading books for 20 years about NDEs and just the empirical evidence around it, or if there is any, or how they can try and find, the scientific and the medical basis behind it to prove it, because that would be profound if they could. And I think there's a lot of literature and there's a lot of research around that does support it. And there's a lot of people that try to debunk it. It's, it's the big question, isn't it? It's the biggest question of all in
It
life.
definitely is.
And
Yes.
death. But the thing that I found when I read all of these people's stories that had experienced NDEs, they all talk about this unconditional love and that it's indescribable. And even just listening to the both of you trying to relay that to me, it's basically
It's
almost
hard to.
impossible
Yeah.
to
yeah.
relay it.
That's for sure.
And it's great that you guys have used it now in your life to help other people
Yeah.
with that
Exactly.
gift. Did your parents come around eventually?
Oh, Mum did. Yeah, she was really good, and so she's pretty open to it, and she's really excited about how I'm going and everything I'm doing with my career. So she's really proud of me.
And you've got some exciting news about your book being republished in the US a little bit later, in about 3 months. later this year.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, my book's going out. I'm making a new edition of my book, which is called Heaven on Earth. And so it's going to be going out into bookstores all through North America.
Through North America?
Through North America.
How
So,
exciting.
yeah, I'm really excited about that. Yeah.
And you said that they just presented themselves to you.
They
that
did,
you were-
because so I do a lot of creative visualisation. So I've had a lot of things manifest through that. Yeah, so...
So you could really recommend that to...
Oh, definitely. Because I won the Australian Psychic of the Year award last year, and I actually did a lot of creative visualisation for that to happen. So I just actually seen myself receiving the award and going down to the dinner or the function where you receive the award, and I just had it all in detail, and it actually happened. And
Did it unfold in a similar fashion
it
to your
did.
vision of it?
Definitely, everything in detail. And
It's funny, most of the things in my life that have actually happened, I've spent many, many, many years wanting, dreaming for, thinking about, visualising without realising what I'm doing, because I'm so... I've got such a vivid imagination. And so, I do find that some of those key things in my life, I have probably been doing exactly that without realising that's what I've been doing. Because I'm quite stubborn, so when I hang on to a dream, I don't really let it go.
Yeah.
I just stick with
that's
it.
good. I'm like that
And
too.
I get knocked down, I'm like one of those dolls that just jumps straight back up. I
Same
just go
here.
straight back to
Yeah.
the dream. And I think some of my friends and family sometimes think that I'm a little bit of a dreamer.
Oh,
but
me
anyway,
too.
I'd rather be that way than too cynical.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's fantastic news. Now, also, I heard that the book that you're having published overseas was one of only 12 that they chose out of all the books that was
That's for
submitted to
sure.
them.
So yeah, I feel so grateful. So, but I've had some really great feedback, and I've been selling lots of my books. Because I also do psychic stage shows, so I do them all over the place.
I know, I saw you on Studio 10, you were brilliant.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I basically watched that, and then I finished up watching all of, was it on YouTube? Just all of the
all my
the
little
platforms
clips
that you've done
that I have on there.
I just laid down in front of on the couch and
But-
got some ice cream and
But I did that through creative visualization too, going on Studio 10.
did you?
Yeah.
So you visualised yourself going on
For
Studio
8
10?
months, I would go down and do a little creative visualization every morning for about 10 minutes. And yeah, I visualised it in every detail. And also, I've got a goal board. So my husband had, before I went on Studio 10, my husband had shopped a photo of me standing next to Ida and Jess and all the team. And then 8 months later, I've got the real one up on my goal board.
My goodness.
So you can really make your dreams come true through
I worked
creative
with Ida not
visualization.
long ago as a makeup artist. I didn't visualise that. I kind of looked when she came in and I was like, oh, Ida, no, we'll work with this one. Well, Marg's visualising a major network picking up this show, and I think we're all doing pretty much the same. So we might get you to do some of that for us.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Fun. And yeah, just workshop. What is it? Just to put that up on the fridge for all of us with
Yeah.
a few different photos.
But-
All right, so
yeah.
we're going to move on now. Thank you so much for that information. Looking
Oh,
forward
that's
to
a pleasure.
a little bit of a reading later. And also, we'd just like to say, because you work very much person to person, Susie, and our readings are kind of more or less cold readings, being with you guys, being at home and viewers. We've invited for you, if you pick up on anything for anyone in the studio, the guys on the camera, Kitty, Mark, myself, we would love for you to pick up on any information for us. Thank you. So
Great.
that would be fun.
Thank
okay,
you.
but the first viewer question we have for you today is for you, Sammy. And first up, who's called in, is Janet. Now, Janet is born on the 1st of the 3rd, 1984. I've been a bit restless with everything that's been going on around me. Can you give me some guidance?
Okay, hi Janet, how are you? The first thing I pick up is an elder lady around you, so I'm feeling like a grandmother, mother figure. Now, I don't know, there's something about the name Janet. I don't know if that's somebody's name that's sort of gone down the line, or that there's a connection there with, it's like a family name thing. Now, I'm not sure if you're doing some work of some kind. I think some unsettledness around the work, which is probably not helping. I'm definitely seeing a little bit of struggle. She's telling me about your financial situation, so I'm feeling that's putting a strain on you as well. But she is telling me in the next 2, so that could be 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, I'm definitely feeling things picking up there for you. She says, I feel like sometimes you try and do everything yourself. You know, you take everything on board and you just want to do this. She says that there's plenty of people around. You don't have to sort of try and do it all yourself. Go to your family members, go to your friends. It's just like ask for help. Sometimes, you know, I feel like because you're feeling sort of anxious and you're getting upset, it's just like, please just go and ask for a little bit of extra help if you need it, because that support's there. Also too, she's saying about there's a lot of strong personalities around you. She says, don't listen to gossip. You know, some of the people, some of the time, not all of the people, all of the time. Now, she's definitely telling me in the next 2, things will start to settle. So all the best to you, and thank you for your question. And remember, there's help out there if you need it, all right? Thanks, sweetheart.
Thanks, Sammy. Now over to you, Susie. We have Nicoletta, born on the 6th of the 9th, 1990. I've been dreaming about my brother who passed away many years ago when he was very young. But when my dreams of him are as of a grown-up. What does this mean, and why is my dream of him as a grown-up rather than when he was young?
Okay, well, what I'm feeling is that he's actually showing you the way he would have looked when he was here on the earth. So he's, so he's not actually a baby anymore, because we do actually grow up on the other side. And I think he's just, reassuring you that he's around you a lot and that he loves you a lot. And he actually keeps talking to me about a little boy himself. So I'm not sure whether you've got a son, but he's saying that there's a lot of similar qualities with him and your son. So whether you have a son or you're talking about having a child, he's saying that there could be a connection with him and your son. It's almost like a similar spirit that's coming through to your son. So I feel like take a lot of attention to what your son comes out with, because your brother's saying he's around him a lot, and I also see a little girl. So I feel you may have a daughter, and I see her dancing a lot, and she's a real little chatterbox. But to get back to your brother, I feel again it's just him showing you that he's grown up on the other side, and he's around you, and he's protecting you, and he'll always be there looking after you in your life, no matter what.
Oh, that's very beautiful. All right, thank you very much for that,
It's a
Susie.
pleasure.
Okay, now, Sammy, we have a phone reading for you now.
Okay.
So, Marg, are we on the phone? Great, thanks. Kitty's coming over with the phone. And on the phone we have Sandra, and Sandra's date of birth is the 29th of the 1st, 1959. Hi, Sandra, how are you?
I'm really well, Sammy. How are you?
Oh, I'm Viv, and I'm just going to
Oh,
put
sorry,
you...
Viv.
That's all right. No, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm going to pop you over to Sammy now, though.
Okay,
All right.
you.
Okay. There we go. It's a general reading. Sammy?
Hello, Sandra. How are you?
Good evening, Sammy. I'm really well. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you for asking, and thanks for phoning into the show. Okay, now, I feel like that you have a lot of spirit around you. You're very, very spiritually inclined. So I don't know if you've been doing some meditation or you've got some healing ability there. Would you understand that?
I do. Yes.
Okay. So have you been feeling maybe in the last 2 or 3 weeks, 2 or 3 months, that your energy's changed?
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's just like Spirit are telling me there's something that you're working towards. Do you understand this?
Possibly. Yes.
Okay, so in the next sort of 2 or 3 months, what I'm feeling, 2 or 3 weeks, 2 or 3 months, you're going to see it's just like you have this overall goal. So Spirit are telling me, and I think this is just about you reaching that point of contentment where you can go, you know what, I'm happy with where I am right now. I'm happy with what I'm doing right now. I've worked very hard to get here. Does that make sense? Do you understand?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Okay, now, has there been some conflict around your husband, your partner? Is he upset about work? Is this like something is just, it doesn't seem to be very settled right now. Do you understand this?
I certainly do. Yeah.
Good.
His work's very stressful at the moment.
Okay, all right. So is he having some time out? There's Spirit are just saying about him having some rest. So I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it's
No,
just
but he needs it.
Okay, all right. But he's very stubborn, your husband. He's very stubborn. So it's just like some of the people, you know, sometimes it's just, he's one of these people you say, well, you could slow down a bit. He'll just go, no, I'm okay. And he'll just keep going. But back to you, you know, you're going through these changes and there's a lot for you to do spiritually. And I'm really excited for you. I really am feeling between now and sort of August. I don't know if you've been dreaming a lot more in your sleep, but I'm feeling like there's a lot more connection with you through Spirit in dream time. So you're probably going to find between now and August that's going to get more and more and more and more and more. And the most positive thing that's going to come from this is Spirit are just saying allow yourself to grow mentally, physically, spiritually and emotionally. Don't be afraid to speak out. You know, you do have this tendency to kind of shut down a little bit and just go, I don't want to say that because I don't want to hurt people. You understand?
Absolutely. Yes,
Okay.
that's me.
Yeah, so Spirit are also saying there may be a little bit of travel for you or a house move, but I'm not feeling until maybe October, November this year. All right, so lots of little things happening there, but you're on the right track, my darling.
Thank you so much, Sammy. Much appreciated for that bit of information.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Take care. Thank you.
I will. Send our love to Susie.
Okay, okay.
Thank you.
Okay, bye, sweetheart.
Bye. Thank you.
Lovely. Well, she was very appreciative of that.
Yeah,
Beautiful reading.
that's
Thank you, Sammy. Well, I'd like to introduce Katie to our show this evening. Hello, Katie.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us.
Most welcome. Thank you for having me.
Well, Katie's been chosen from a number of voice messages that we've received to come into the studio and actually have a reading in person with Susie Price. Here we go.
Hi, Katie.
Over to you, ladies. Now, Susie, you asked for a piece of jewellery. And
Yes.
is that how you pick up a lot of your messages?
And I hold hands too.
And you hold hands as well.
Very warm hands.
Very warm hands.
Thank
warm
you.
Hands, warm heart.
hand. That's right.
Okay, well, I'll leave it over to you, ladies.
Okay, well, as I was just holding Katie's hand, I was feeling her grandparents around. So I feel it's your nan and your pop. And I do see like a gentleman, and he's quite well dressed. Like he's got long trousers and a belt and a collared shirt. And I'm not sure whether he wore a hat or not, but he's like tipping his hat to me. And a funny thing too, I don't know if you know one of your nans and pops are showing me like false teeth or flickering the false teeth out. Do you know if your nan or pop used to do that at
Not
all?
in front of me. Thankfully.
Oh, yeah. But I think your pop was a bit of a joker.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's trying to show me.
he's cheeky.
He's cheeky and he's got a funny personality.
Yeah.
And do you have 3 children? Or, your grandparents are just saying they want to send love to the children. And would one be a teenager or a bit older?
Yes.
Like 20s? Or,
Yes.
and is one going to uni or?
He's a chef.
He's
So
a chef, yeah, because he's very creative and very good with his hands. And one of your children are very tall too. Your son's quite tall, like be about 6 foot.
Yeah.
Do you have a grandchild yet?
No.
I think that son, not straight away, but I see a little girl around him in the future.
Lovely.
And Nan's saying about the beautiful roses or the flowers or the gardens.
Yep.
And do you have a pussycat? Or because Nan and Pop said that they actually see the pussycat season. And did your Pop smoke at all?
Yes.
Like rollies or a pipe or
Yeah,
something?
pipe.
Because has Mum or Dad got the pipe still?
There. I think Mum might, yeah.
Because Dad loves and Nan's saying also about her ring. Has Mum got a ring or a handbag? Something about a handbag and a purse. And you don't know if Nan used to collect little spoons at all, like the little
Yes, she
teaspoons,
did.
like the ones that you travel around.
Yes.
Yeah,
In the wooden container.
the wooden container.
Definitely.
And about the cabinet with the teacups and the saucers.
Yes.
As well.
Okay.
And who's a knitter or crocheter? Or
Krishna.
did crochet or used to knit?
That would have been that same Nana.
Nana?
Yeah.
So they're very, very much around you.
Thank
And
you.
I also am getting something with Viv too. Is that all right?
Oh,
With
yeah, absolutely. You might need to hold Vic's
Oh, I'll just lean across.
Okay. So I'm feeling like a real strong connection with your mum. And your mum was quite ill towards the end.
Yeah.
Or did she have cancer or it was like an illness? Because
Yeah, it was a long
drawn out
standing,
illness.
yeah.
And she had problems at the end where she couldn't walk or because she said she was bedridden.
Yes.
And she just wants to let you know she's dancing now. I don't know whether she did dance, but she's just letting you know she's free of all the pain.
Yeah.
And she loves you very much, and she wants to send love to your son, her grandson as well. And you wouldn't still have his teddy bear as
Yeah.
a little boy.
Yeah, the original.
Because Mum knows. She says, that's my boy.
Yeah,
And
the original one.
and who wears lovely scarves? Did your mum ever wear like lovely
Mum was
scarves?
a beautiful dresser. She always dressed
And
impeccably.
she's saying, did you do her makeup and her hair?
Yeah.
And 'cause
I
she-
always did Mum's hair.
Hair.
Mum wore her
Yeah.
hair up.
Yeah. Did you
and
put
even-
hairspray in it?
Yeah.
Because Mum was
even-
saying you put too much hairspray in it.
That'd be right. that would be
She's
right.
laughing about it.
Yeah. I even did Mum's hair in the hospital towards the end. I used to
and-
put it up because I thought
Yeah.
it would be messy and
But she wanted to thank you, and she said she loved how you did her makeup, and
I
you've got
did her makeup all the time.
and you've got one of Mum's rings too, or
Yes,
her
I
jewel
do.
box.
I do. I have one ring that was from my dad that she gave me before she passed.
And have you been sorting out Mum's house or
Yes.
sorting it, like packing things in boxes? And
Yes.
because Mum's been watching you,
Wow.
and Dad sits in his chair a lot.
Oh my God! Dad just had one chair.
Chair.
That's all he did was sit in
true.
one chair.
He sits in one chair because Mum's around him, and she wants
wow.
to know whether Dad's noticed her flickering the lights or the blown light bulbs yet, and also about little feathers. There's a sign with little feathers or
I've been
birds,
seeing
little
feathers.
or little birds.
Yeah, I just saw one today.
A little
It was
white or grey feather.
A little white feather in my lounge room today.
That was-
I didn't know how it got
Oh, your
there.
mum sent that there? And who drives a dark colour car?
Me.
Is it black or?
It's black.
Because Mum's in the car is it sporty? Is it like
Yeah,
a convertible?
It's a convertible.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Mum's in the car with you too.
Oh, is she telling me how bad I'm driving?
No, she's just keeping you safe.
Oh.
And she's talking about a beautiful letter or a poem as well. Something, I don't know whether you've done that or your son.
I
but
wrote a
poem
letter for my mum.
And she said it was like really beautiful words. Was it about 2 or 3 pages you did?
Yeah.
And would have put that with Mum when she went, or you've still got?
I've still got it because my cousins actually asked for a copy of it
Oh,
because they wanted to keep it.
Mum loves it. And and who's got a house near the water or not
Me.
far? 'Cause
Me and my sister.
Oh, Mum wants to love to both the girls, and she said, I think you've got like a veranda where you can see the water, or you walk down the water. And Mum says she's with you when you do that.
And that's
Yeah.
also my mum's house.
That's
all
your mum's
3 of
house?
us, yeah.
Because I think it's a beach, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a beach.
Oh my
and
God.
And who's got the beach? One's
Mum.
a beach like with
Mum.
flags.
No, there's a
But yeah. So Mum says she's there too. She's with you, and she tells me she's got to add she's a good cook too.
She was, and then she just kind of like,
Yeah.
She was a great cook growing up. She was a really good cook. Oh, my goodness.
And does Dad drink whiskey or rum?
Oh my
or,
God.
Like whiskey or scotch on the rocks or something like that?
Oh my God.
Yeah, because Mum's with him while he's doing that.
Oh, wow.
And he's been a little bit down, and of course he's down. His Mum said that like they were together forever.
Yeah.
But Mum said, "Don't worry, love, I am there." And were you or Dad there when Mum took her last breath? Sorry to ask that.
My dad's actually passed over, but I was there.
You were
when
there.
The whole family was with Mum.
Oh, well, Mum's with Dad.
Because she was due to have an operation and she didn't make it. So we all went to the hospital to be with her. So I'm really glad that we were all with her.
Well, Dad's up there drinking some scotch. And,
Dad was a huge Scotch drinker. Huge Scotch drinker.
and Dad's like, it's just like he's jumping for joy, like clicking his heels together. Yeah. Have you got a brother too? Or?
I have had a brother, but he passed over.
Is your brother's here as well? And Mum's, but I feel like he was young, or
He was.
he was only a little boy or baby or something like
No,
that.
he
He
was-
was
he
young,
was
16.
17.
He said 16. Yeah, and that happened suddenly, unexpectedly. As Mum said, I've met up with him.
Car accident.
Yeah, because he, I don't know if he was driving, but he said it just happened so quickly.
It did.
Yeah. The car
fell
span,
asleep at the
the
wheel.
car span, and it went on the other side of the
Yeah,
road or something
that's
like
exactly
that.
what happened.
And it was night time.
Yep.
And she said, I finally met, and she said she'd had his photo on the cabinet for so long, and she'd always look at it, and he was waiting there for her as well.
Just not long before Mum passed, she said she was looking at the end of the bed and she said, there's 2 men here.
Yeah.
And one's carrying orchids. She
Oh,
said, there's 2 men there. There's just there. Can't you see
it's
them?
Dad and
I
your
said,
brother. Yeah.
I said, no, Mummy, I can't, but I'm sure they're there for you. And she said, oh, they've got flowers for me. And I said, and it was only about an hour before.
Oh, does anyone start with D or J initial?
Mum was Judy.
Judy, yeah. It's definitely your mum. And did she do crosswords?
She loved them.
Yeah.
So did, yeah.
Yeah, because she showed me the crosswords and her puzzle books.
Mum was very smart.
And she had a lot of books. She liked to
Yeah,
read.
She was a huge reader.
And she said, you're getting back in the books again.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And she said, it's about time for you.
Oh my God. I just decided last week, because I've looked at a lot of Mum's books on the shelf,
Oh, okay.
not to let go of them, because I thought I need to start reading again, because Mum was so smart and I'm such a dum-dum. Like, I'm not dumb. Well, yeah, I kind of am. But anyway, so... But yeah, you know, Mum was very, very intellectual.
And you wouldn't be thinking about getting a tattoo in honour at all?
Me?
Yeah, or someone's getting a tattoo or something.
Probably my son.
Your son, I think he may get one in honour later on. Yeah, or whatever it is, it's going to be on his shoulder because, like, because he's Mum said all the girls love him. He's gorgeous.
Yeah, both my sister's son and my son are a little bit good looking.
And anyone starts with B?
That's my son, Bo.
Bo. Yep, Bo. Mum says love to Bo, my beautiful boy, and she'll always be there for him.
Thank you so very much. I
that's
can't
a pleasure,
tell you
Viv.
how special that was and how incredibly
That's a pleasure.
blown away I am
It's
from
a
that.
pleasure.
Thank
Would
you.
give you your little necklace.
It was totally spontaneous. I can't believe it. I'm so shocked.
Oh, are you
Thank
okay?
you so much. Yeah, that means a great deal to me.
That's a
Thank you so
pleasure.
very much.
That's a pleasure.
Is there any more for you, Katie?
No,
I just jumped into your reading, Katie. I'm so sorry.
I'm fine with that. I think that's
Yeah,
lovely that she
definitely
came
Nan and
through.
Pop's there.
Thank you.
And also got something about a grandfather or grandmother clock, and or a piano.
Oh, I know that
Something
piano.
about the old piano.
Yep.
That, and I think you were a little girl, you'd play on it.
We with the pianola with your feet.
Yeah,
Yes.
and Nan and Pop remember that.
Oh, do they really?
And I feel like you were with another sibling.
Yes, there are a few of us.
I think you've got a couple of sisters, or
There was a few
and
of us.
and is there 5 or 6 children?
There's 2 sets, so 6 altogether.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Because
cousins
because Nan remembers you on the pianola.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was much
and,
easier than playing.
and I think Mum used to put your hair up in little ribbons when you're all
I was,
or,
yes.
or little ringlets when
No,
you
it was unfortunate ribbons.
ribbons,
Yes.
and all the girls had to have ribbons.
Yes.
Different colour ribbons.
It was a bit much.
And Mum would dress you as kind of the same dress but different colours.
It was really good.
And then nose and
Yeah, so she
and
felt
then
sorry for
and then something about Bex or Vincent powders.
Wow.
If you know what that means.
No.
Have a Bex and a lie down, or yeah.
So funny about the ribbons. No,
Yeah.
she put ribbons in. Still.
Yeah. Yeah. So Nan remembers all that.
She, oh, that's so lovely.
And
you.
is someone an artist too? A good drawer or very artistic?
What kind of? I draw a little bit.
Oh, well, Nan's been watching you.
Oh, has she?
Yeah.
That's interesting, isn't it?
You been thinking about having more lessons or having?
Yes.
Because Nan said that'd be good, and you won't know yourself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd like that to be much easier.
Yeah.
Actually, I should do that.
Yeah.
I haven't lately.
Yeah, I feel like either sketches or painting or, yeah.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Oh, I will.
Because you'll have your own easel and little paints and all that kind of thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that sounds great. Definitely. Thank
That's
you.
a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
That's a pleasure.
It's okay. Incredible.
Thank you.
All right. Refocus. Kitty's just told me to refocus. Thank you, Kitty. Okay. Thanks for the feedback.
That's a pleasure for you.
Over to you, Sammy. Thank you for your patience. We have Jackson for you. And Jackson is born on the 13th of the 4th, 1975. And I need some help with a family member who keeps asking me for favours and money. I don't mind helping out, but it seems that whenever I do, they come back asking for more. I don't want to hurt their feelings as they are family.
Okay, hi Jackson, how are you? Thanks for connecting. Okay, now I think many of us have put ourselves in this position where, family, money, let's help out, let's do everything that we can. We try to do that with our kids. It's probably one of the biggest things. I need money or I need help and can you help me out? So we tend to do this and you've got such a caring, giving nature. You're very spiritually protected too. Now, I know that you're feeling like it's like I don't think that there's any gratefulness. I feel like you just keep giving out, and like you say, they keep coming back and asking for more. But I think for you, what we need to understand is that we're not helping them by keep giving them all the time. So we can go, yes, we can help you out, and we can give you a little bit, and we can help you out, and we can give you a little bit more. But the thing is, when it's being taken for granted and you're being taken and used, which I'm feeling Spirit just saying, I feel that this is what's happening. As much as we don't want to say that, that's exactly what is happening. It's just like we're not helping other people to help themselves, and you're not helping them to help themselves. I don't know if this is for someone around you or if this is for someone in studio, but I keep hearing the name David. So I don't know if that means anything to you, but the name David keeps coming through quite loud and quite clearly, okay? So I just had to tell you that. So, we have to learn to protect ourselves, and, Spirit just taught me the 3 strikes you're out principle. Okay, so the first time you give and yep, okay, it's grateful, they're thankful. The second time you do it again, you give. The third time, then that's it. There's a cut-off, because otherwise, family or not, people do tend to take advantage. And I think what Spirit is just saying here is as much as that you want to keep giving, it's time to go. Okay, now you have to stop and understand that but you've done everything that you can. And I think that's really important when you can say that I've done the best that I can, or I've given as much as I can and I can't give any more. There's nothing for you to feel bad about. So Spirit is saying, please get rid of the guilt. You know, it's like, let them help themselves there. Let them help themselves now, and have no guilt associated to that. I can't do it anymore. And understand that you're helping them to help themselves by saying no more. And, you know, it is up to you, but I have this feeling that it's just going to keep going around in circles, and, you know, they're not learning anything. So you've done everything that you can, and now it's time to say no, okay? And don't feel bad about it. All the best to you. I hope it all works out for you. Thanks, hun.
Great advice, Sammy. Thank you. Okay, so over to you, Susie. We have Theresa. Theresa was born on the 18th of the 4th, 1954. My son passed away 8 months ago, so sorry. And we were very close. I think and feel he is around me, and I see a butterfly every time I hang the washing out. Is this a coincidence, or is it him around me?
Well, I definitely feel it's your son around you. It's a sign, because a lot of times when our loved ones pass, they'll send us different signs that'll connect. So I'm not sure whether the butterfly's actually flown right in your face, but your son's trying to let you know that he is around. And I feel like your son could be like in his 30s or 40s. And he said he tries to come to you in your dreams as well, or whether you've been having dreams of him. And he's been walking around your house, but he doesn't want to scare you. And he's talking about, I feel he has a daughter, or there's a young, there might be a teenager around that either could be his or one of your grandchildren, because he said he's going to try to connect with them as well. And he said he couldn't believe how many people were at the funeral. He said it was overwhelmed. And he does love you very much, and he'll keep trying different ways to get through to you. And he keeps giving me an initial with an A or R initial that could be connected to him or someone in your family. And he just keeps saying, Mum, I've never left you, and don't worry, I'm at peace. And he says something about the candles, or about you lighting a candle, and he hears your talks and your prayers to him. And yes, I do feel definitely your son's there, and he's sorry he can't be here in the physical body, but he said his spirit, he'll always be with you, and he loves you very much.
Beautiful. Thank you so much,
That's
ladies.
a pleasure.
And I also just wanted to say thank you very much to Katie for coming in this evening, you know, taking the time out of her day to come in and be part of it, the evening with us, and part of our AAY team. I'd just like to give a little bit of a promotion to Lisa Williams. Lisa Williams, world famous medium, coming to Australia. But we are thrilled to announce that on July 24, we will actually have Lisa Williams joining us via Skype for the entire show, doing readings live on air. We're so very excited to have Lisa join us. Even though it's via Skype, it's going to be an amazing, eventful evening, and I cannot wait to meet this lady, and I cannot wait to hear the readings that she performs for us. So for the opportunity of a reading with Lisa Williams, please call and leave a message with the service on our 1900 number. So that's a 1900 990 990, and follow the prompts. Now, for other events whilst Lisa is in Australia, you can visit her website and follow, because she's got quite a packed tour going around Australia. So please get on board both our website and hers, and follow those prompts to join in with us to potentially have a reading with Lisa Williams on the 24th of July. Now, that brings us to our topic of discussion for this evening. Just 1 second, www.lwissd.com. That is actually Lisa's website. Topic of discussion. Over to you, beautiful ladies. Now, this was preempted by one of our viewers sending in a viewer question. And I think Marg, our producer, was thinking it'd be a great topic for discussion. So what I'm going to do is read the question out, and I just think it's a really interesting question. I've never really thought of it before. Now, it's from Lee Pearden. Now, Lee says, does spirit ever get sick of us seeking connections from psychics regarding them and wanting to know if they're okay? Now, we know sometimes that people, sometimes even including myself, we want that verification, we want that comfort. So we might go to more than one person to try and contact our loved one that's passed over. So he says, I've had, 2 readings from well-known psychics, and sometimes you get slightly different answers. And on top of that, he says, why is it that when either his sister or himself has a reading, does both his dad and brother always come through intertwined together in the one reading? So let's start this topic of discussion about, does spirit get annoyed with us if they feel like we're hounding them?
No.
No, I don't feel they do.
Okay.
And I think unless you're going like every week or to different psychics like that, but I think if you leave it like about 3 to 6 months, and I'd feel spirit actually love it, because they love that validation, and they get very excited to know that we're going to connect with them. As I find that a lot of times people will say they're going to the cemetery to go and visit their loved ones, but the funny thing is the loved ones aren't actually at the cemetery, they're with them, and when they know they're going to the cemetery, they follow them and get really excited because they know they're getting flowers and they're going to have a little chat to them. Oh. Yeah, so I feel, spirit loves it, but unless I think you really got to make decisions for yourself too. I think that's the thing. If you're going every week and you're not sure where you're heading, that's important to make your own decisions in life.
I think it's a difference between communication and codependence. Yeah. I think sometimes people really want to give it over to somebody else to tell them what to do with their lives, but at the same time,
it's only advice.
It's just advice.
Spirit can only advise you.
Yes.
The universe gave us that gift called free will. And no one can ever take that away from us. So going to different people all of the time, there are people out there who go from, see one person and then a week later they're going. I don't think that that's a bad thing if you're looking for verification. You know what I mean? You've gone to see one person, you've had a reading with one person. If you're looking for that confirmation, that's the first thing I always say is, when was the last time you had a reading? Not because I want to know, it's more so, okay, so that person is there, obviously they want confirmation for something. You know what I mean? It's just like, obviously there are people that want to keep going and weeks after weeks after weeks, but spirit will never get sick of it.
No.
Remember, there's no time there.
Do you think there's an element of sometimes people go back for readings when they are maybe not hearing what they want to hear, and they might continue to go to different
I
readers?
tend to get hang-ups if that especially if they're on the phone. It's just like, you can't please everyone all the time.
No.
And again, it's not the fact that we're not here to say this is what you have to do. I mean, 90% of people, is this relationship going to last? 99%, it's always generally about love and work and money and finances, and at the end of the day, like you were just saying, it's just like we are in charge of our own destiny. But to have that channeling experience is amazing.
Well, Spirit's not here to make up a story.
Exactly.
I mean, they're not coming through for the sake of just having a cup of tea and a conversation. They've got messages that they want to pass on, even if it's just to verify that they're there.
Exactly.
So,
And peace of mind too. It's peace of mind.
Peace of mind.
And people can go, I'm okay now. I know that Mum's okay, or I know Bob's okay, or Nan and Grandad, they're taking care of Bob, it's just peace of mind. Once you you get that little tiny thing, I'm very blessed. I'm really blessed. I really am.
I can't tell you how wonderful it was to hear that tonight, because my mum actually didn't believe in a life after death.
Wow.
She didn't think there was anything.
It's funny that you said that, because through doing readings, and I do a lot of stage shows as well, and I've had that happen before, where there have been people's dads who've said, I always thought this was a load of rubbish and now I believe it. So they get a bit of a surprise when they go on the other side.
Yeah.
Well, I think our regular Kitty should join us and come into this conversation this evening. Here's a chair for you, Kitty. Jump in.
Because I've got to tell you, just while you're talking about it, because I have an opinion on everything because I can.
Kitty's a Leo.
There was, could you guess?
And I love my Leos.
There was a night when Rain was doing a little scrying for me, just out of the blue. I asked her if she would because I was just really interested in the scrying. And this lady here, seriously, just looked around past Rain and looked at me and went, Kitty, there is this tiny little woman who's just standing here like this and going, tell him to listen to you. And Sammy knows nothing about me, apart from we come in here, we work, we put mics on, we do stuff. It was my mother-in-law, so big time. My husband had been sick. He wasn't listening to what he needed to do. He was not listening to me, and she just nailed it. So I know I'm not a psychic or any of that stuff, but
I think after 7 months on this show, you're pretty much borderline now.
But I think, like, that to me was, she wanted to talk to me. So it's not about us wanting to talk to them. It's about them wanting to talk
That's
to us.
such a great point.
They want to give us that, like,
It's true.
we're still here for you. Like, we cry tears for them, you know, and every tear is a memory. And that's our earthly way of coping with it.
That's for sure.
Did you tell him?
Hell yes.
I haven't seen you since.
No, I haven't. No. So I went home and I went, you've got no idea. And he went, I went, I listened to her and he went, it might not have been about me. And I went, hello.
Top to bottom, left to right, 100%, 360 degree you.
Went, oh, what does my mother want me to do now? She wants you to listen to me. So you are doing this, you are doing that.
And what was the result of that?
Okay, so what the result of that was, because I think I came on and I was telling you how...
Yeah.
I haven't seen you since then.
No, and after that I was telling the guys how he's actually been really sick. And I was saying, you've got to change the medication. I know the doctor's saying this and this and this. But for him, you know your own body better than anybody does.
Exactly.
That's so true.
Very much
Kind of,
so.
he's going down on this medication and he's going up on the medication and he's getting sicker. And so what ended up happening is I said to him, listen to your body. Do what you need to do, and if you're not coping with that within maybe 2 or 3 weeks, we're going to a kinesiologist as well.
Yep.
And so we went to the specialist and said, so this is what we're doing, and he's doing it this way, and then we're going to go to a kinesiologist as well. And the specialist kind of went, oh, it's not the way I do it. I went, well, that's just tough for you. This is the way we're going to do it. And we're doing all the right things with the medication. There's nothing wrong.
Yep.
But we're easing him down on the medication much slower than you would like him down. This particular thing was like, there's a number for it when it's in your blood, and it's supposed to be 3. He was at 100 or 110 or something ridiculous. And even the specialist said, oh, I've never had anyone that high. And he's going, oh, yeah, we'll get you off that in a minute. And then wanted him to go on chemo drugs. And we're both going...
I didn't know about that.
No.
They wanted him to go on chemo drugs.
Yeah. It's a chemo drug that apparently fixes this other thing up, and we've just looked at all the side effects and gone, no. And that's when I've gone, kinesiology, ease yourself off these other things.
So she actually come through to say...
I know.
So that
he had to
must have
listen to me.
been
I know.
what that was about.
She knew what was
because
going on.
that came out of the blue too, didn't it? We weren't... I mean...
I ran out of the studio crying.
Oh, I know. I remember that.
I've seen her before, but I haven't seen her since Pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was you were
Thank
amazing. You were amazing.
Thank you.
Imagine how hard it must be for spirit on the other side when people here don't want to connect with them, don't make the effort to connect with them, and they're there.
Yeah.
I think that's actually a good point, because there's lots of people that have come to me and said, I've been walking down the street and this strange, weird person I've never met before has walked up, tapped me on the shoulder and said, blah, 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 and given some message and totally freaked them out.
Yeah.
You know, that's wrong.
It is, yeah.
It's so wrong to
Kids
do
and their
that.
invisible friends.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
agree
mean,
with
there's
that.
no such thing. Invisible friends are spirit
That's,
children.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
You know,
yeah.
but to actually physically go, I don't know.
No, I love you.
To go up to someone on the
Yeah,
street, walking down the street and go, la, la, la,
Yeah.
it's like,
And you look amazing on camera without a scrap of makeup, by the way.
Can we fix that?
thank you for that.
Any makeup on whatsoever.
And I'm glad he
Absolutely none.
listened. And I'm glad he listened.
Yeah, oh no, he knows. He can ignore me, but he can't ignore his mother.
Yeah, exactly.
He knows.
That's a classic.
He knows. No, he knows.
It's a classic.
He knows.
That's beautiful. I'm glad.
Okay,
Thank
stay
you.
with us. You're not leaving.
No, I'm kidding. No, I haven't even got a
staying here,
microphone.
makeup.
I haven't got a microphone.
Well,
on.
here,
I
you can
to-
have one of mine. I've got two. Yeah, what is it wrong with me? You always mic, double, triple mic. You should see how many cords I've got running down the back of my bra.
Yeah, I know.
Well, tell him I'm very proud.
Kitty,
Earth to
by
planet-
the way, just before you run off, because I know that's what you're going to do, even though
Yes,
I've
I
asked
am.
you to stay.
Correct.
Kitty works in this studio on other
stop
projects
it.
all day,
No, I'll leave
and
on
then comes
camera
to
instead of waiting for
I
a
was
cutaway.
trying to get you to stay. Gosh.
Yes, darling, what?
Thank you so much. Every week, it's.
And that was an
and we all
amazing
love you
reading
so
for this
much.
girl.
Thank you.
And
I don't know an awful lot about her, but I do know stuff about her, and I've just I was over here going.
and I was looking at you, and every time I looked at you, I had to look away because.
you're okay,
Anyway,
Viv.
bye, Kitty. Anyway, bye, Kitty. We'll see you next week. And another round of applause to the crew, guys. Thank you. Every week, without doubt, we're here. Thank you, guys. Okay, and I want to promote Up Close and Personal at the Fraternity Club next Friday the 16th from 7:30 p.m. Tickets on the AAAY website. No, that's two A's. AAY website. Sorry, threw an extra A in there. At $55, buy 3, get 1 for free. We're all going to be down there. We can't wait to meet you in person. It's going to be the 4th one's for free, guys, not the 3rd. So you have to buy 3. And I'm sure we've all got a couple of extra friends in this world. You know, if you haven't, just go out and try and find a couple. And they're selling super duper duper fast, guys. We're almost at capacity. It's going to be a phenomenal night. Sammy, you're going to be with us.
I am, yes,
We're
I'm so
very
excited.
We're all going down to Wollongong for the night, and we've got Josephine Sartor, and we've got Peter Hall coming as well, and Sheila and Linda are going to be there. Sheila Vajarasa and Linda Usop, and Peter, a beautiful facilitator from the workshop that we went to at the retreat at the Blue Mountains a couple of weeks ago. We're all there together. We're all going to be there to help you with whatever questions you've got. There's a wide range of different talents there, and we're all there to serve you guys, meet you in person, and have a phenomenally magical evening. So please get on our website, purchase 3 tickets, get the 4th one for free, and you've probably only got a few days before they're all sold out. Now, Sammy, just tell us quickly, what are you going to be focusing on down there with your spirit work?
Oh, okay. I think we're all doing lots of different things. So,
Yes.
I think that there's an audience chance for question and answers, which is really good.
That's so
but,
exciting.
I'm doing platform and I love it. So that's my favourite. So I love doing platform. So I'll be doing a fair bit of that. And if we've got time, depending on how time is, I think grounding is very important. So
Okay.
I'd like to get the audience to participate a little bit in that and just show them how to be grounded, learn and understand why we need to be.
That'd be great to start the evening with that, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Just to get everybody in the right mindset for it. Oh, fantastic. Maybe then Peter can do a little meditation
Yeah.
to add to that.
And then we can just go from there.
And everybody
Yeah,
can be in
be
a
fun.
wonderful, just a beautiful little experience together.
bubble.
In a hub.
In a
bubble. In the cave.
Bubble.
The magic cave. And down we go.
Yes.
Yes, down the rabbit hole we're going to go.
The Mad
at
Hatter's-
the Fraternity Club. Now, before we move on, I just wanted to say, you have just been named, well, you've just joined, now which is it's the Paranormal Investigators. SCI. And
Yeah,
you
the paranormal
are the
investigation. I'm the
medium.
medium for the SCI Paranormal Investigations team, so I'm very excited. Yeah, so we actually do tours and things. I do in Campbelltown, I believe, this Saturday. So go on the website, on Facebook, and all the information's on there for the tours and what they're doing. And yeah, it's we did our first one. It was very, very exciting. It was so much fun, picking up names and feeling spirits and all sorts
And
of
I
things.
also
It was
saw
really good.
one of the videos that you posted with a lot of orb activity, and you could
That's
see
in my
them.
house.
That was in your house.
Yeah,
That was wow.
yeah.
Fantastic.
It was
that was really.
unbelievable. It was seriously, it kind of spun me out a bit because I was like, whoa. Because I was walking around, I was like, I'm gonna get John, like I'm going to say hello to me. And then I went in the room with the fire, I just sat down, and seriously, it was just like a big barrel just went straight towards me.
Yeah,
I was
well,
like,
I mean, it was
whoa.
a visual on camera. You could
can
see
see
it.
it.
You could just see it moving.
There
It
was
was
a lot.
fantastic.
Yeah. That's in the house, so
Yes.
yeah,
So,
where we live.
and what's coming up for you too, Susie? What's happening with you?
Well, I've got a lot of psychic stage shows that are coming up, and I just recently went down to Melbourne. I was there for a month doing a lot of readings and psychic shows. So I've got probably about 12 psychic shows that are happening. But if people
Fantastic.
want to go to my website or Facebook page, but my website it's under Ghost Whisperer Susie, so you'll be able to see what areas that I'll be coming to. And
And we'll also put that on our website and our Facebook page, so we'll be able to guide people to those events.
yeah.
Well, very exciting. It's
Thank
just
you.
been such a joy having you join us tonight.
Oh, thank you
And,
so much.
That was just so spontaneous. I'm basically speechless, and just even down to my mum's place and how we've been packing everything up in the house. It's so funny you talking about my dad's chair as well, because he literally, that chair, it was so old, and Mum always
Yeah.
wanted to throw it out. And he sat there in that chair and had his scotch every single night.
Yep.
His scotch on the rocks.
He's
you
still
go.
having it in the spirit.
It's very comforting for me to hear that.
it's
Thank you so
lovely.
much.
That's a pleasure. Viv.
That's more than worth millions of dollars to me.
Oh,
So
thank you
so
so
very
much.
much. All right. So just a reminder, guys, Lisa Williams is joining us on July 24th. We're very excited about that. Now, next Monday is a public holiday, which is great for all of us. Looking forward to that. So AAY will actually be on Tuesday, June 13 at 6:30 p.m. And on the panel, we'll have Sheila Vejarasa and Kay Hinwood. Look forward to seeing you next week, guys. Thanks for an awesome show. See you, Kitty.
Bye.
Love you lots. Bye,
Bye.
guys. Love to you.
Bye.
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 Oh, I'm coming in for a kiss.
Mwah.
We done.